We're 3 months into renovating our 100-year-old home and we've made a big mistake. We aren't even living there yet and we already know we're gonna regret this. Essentially, we got a little overzealous when we saw the prices of dumpster rentals. We knew we wanted to renovate the bathroom and the kitchen. So we were like, let's just rip them both out at the same time. Mind you, we had no plan for what we were going to do in either room. We had like an idea of a plan. There was nothing set in stone. So we just knew that we needed to rip them both out. They were unsafe and not functional. But let me tell you, when we ripped out the kitchen and then plans started coming together, we were like, well, what if we open up the kitchen into the porch? Effectively adding months onto a kitchen renovation. Now we are maybe 1 to 2 months away from moving into our house. Our goal is to get the bathroom done before we move in. We have effectively forced ourselves to move into a house with no kitchen, no electricity, no running water in there, and camp in our own home. Now, I know that in a few years, we're gonna joke about this. And it'll just be a funny story we tell about that one time we were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and we started fixing up this house and forced ourselves into roughing it for months, years. I'm actually kind of laughing about it right now. I feel like I have a pretty good attitude about it, but like it's gonna suck, and I would be lying if I said I don't lie awake at night sometimes thinking, why did we do that? 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 Anyways, we have to rent another dumpster because we discovered we take out the basement ceiling. So all of this to avoid having to rent a dumpster a second time. Could have rented a dumpster a third time when we were ready to demo the kitchen. Oh boy. Like I said, one day we're gonna be sitting in our pretty kitchen hosting friends and we're gonna just laugh about that time that we were dumb. Until then, catch me grilling, catch me crock pot mealing. It'll be an adventure. We'll laugh about it.
Sound like to me, y'all just all over the place. And 100-year-old home, I was gonna say that is pretty old though. For a house, that's pretty old. Keep renting them dumpsters, girl. Keep renting them. And the couple in this next clip is doing an old home too. Let's look and see what they're going through.
My fiance and I finished the renovation on our 1950s home here in Sydney a few months ago. I want to share some of my renovation regrets, so save this video if you're about to start renovating. I absolutely love our house, but these are definitely things I'll be changing when we do the next. So the first thing is not having a shower screen door in our ensuite. Distance between the shower head and the toilet is shorter than I thought it would be, and the floor gets pretty wet. We don't have the same issue in the main bathroom, which is lucky, so I think it's just an ensuite issue because of the size. The next is the strip drain. I'll probably continue having these in every bathroom we renovate, but they're disgusting and painful to clean, so I wish it was easier because I do love them. The next is the size of the kitchen sink. These are the exact same size, and after cleaning up big pots and pans, I've realized I either want one big sink or one size bigger than the other. It literally sprays everywhere. I also love our window splashback, but I'd probably love it more if something was planted along the fence. And lastly, I wish we did integrated fridge and dishwasher.
Okay, that wasn't that bad. She just regretted it a little bit. It's only gonna get worse though. Let's look at this next clip.
This is our $700 renovation regret. One of the biggest renovations we've done to this house was redoing our entire floor. As you can see, the entire house used to be tiled, including the bedrooms, which is obviously a very dated look, so we removed all of the tiles and installed a laminate floating floor. This is ultimately where we made our mistake. As you can imagine, renovations aren't exactly cheap, and so sometimes you make sacrifices and you ultimately pay the price. In this instance, we bought the cheapest flooring option available, and at the time it was so amazing because the floors looked so good and it only cost us $700. Then only a few months later we quickly realized the price of our mistake. Laminate flooring is designed to expand and contract, which we did allow for in the installation process. However, I think we just ended up buying really cheap floors, which was our biggest lesson, so we will be redoing our floors as part of our kitchen renovation, so stay tuned.
Ooh, them floors, they look a little rough. Look like Tom and Jerry been up in that house running around, messing up stuff. Okay, but guess what, man? Look, this next lady, she said when y'all get y'all renovation, slow down, stop rushing. Ain't no rush. Get your Pinterest board. Oh, that's cool, but you're going too fast. Let's go into the next clip and let's see what you're talking about, my brother, my sister.
I design dream homes for a living, and do you know what your biggest renovation regret is about to be? I'm tackling your renovation fears one day at a time. Let me tell you, it is not the paint color. It's not the wrong tap. It's not the busy herringbone or chevron flooring in a really tiny, busy space. I mean, it might be, should be, but it's not. It's the stuff that you rushed. The picking Pinterest pretty over real life. It's the builder that you rushed to hire because they put a ton of pressure on you and told you that they only have a slot tomorrow. The sockets that you chose because they were going to come in 24 hours and not 72 is the stuff that you rush. It's also, and hey, I know a lot of you do this, it's also designing for resale instead of for you, the person who actually lives in the home. If you're thinking about reselling the house in 10 years time, why are you making decisions that far in advance? You have a whole decade of life to live. Live it. Safe design might feel smart, but it's usually just boring. Take your time, layer your decisions, and please do not renovate your home for somebody else if you are the one who has to live in it.
We spent 10 months and too much money renovating this house, and these are some of the things that I regret the most. So if you don't want to make the same mistakes that I made, listen One of the things that I regret every single day is not having a built-in extractor fan. And honestly, I have absolutely no idea why I didn't, because I am constantly wiping it clean and it's just ugly. So safe to say, it's definitely going to be changed. Our lounge is probably the least finished room in our house, but I do have one major regret, and that is not having a centre light or like chandelier. We did this in every single other room apart from the bathrooms, but not in here because we thought it was going to be too much with the wall lights. But honestly, learn from me, the more lighting the better, and I really feel like it would have made this room. Now, this is a regret I've only come to realise recently, and that is the setup of this dressing room. And as all the furniture is like bespoke made and fitted, I cannot move it around, but I really wish I'd have thought it through and swapped places with these drawers and the dressing table. And that's because when I'm trying to get ready, the sun shines through the window behind me but reflects off the mirror in front of me, which creates terrible lighting and makes it really difficult for me to see what I'm doing. But like I say, only recently I put two and two together and realised that that was the problem. And finally, for this video anyway, matte black bathroom fixings. Honestly, if you hate yourself, do it, but if you have any self-respect, they are a nightmare to keep clean. They constantly look grubby, and also the black comes off really easily. And I've still yet to find, nearly 18 months later, a decent cleaning product, so any recommendations, let me know. And of course, I have quite a few more, so let me know if you want a part 2, because the worst thing ever is spending money and then regretting it.
I hate when people do that. Let yourself finish talking. I gotta do it. It's like you heard y'all. It's like she just talks over herself. That's just too. It's overstimulating. I don't know if Gen Z like that. Well, I'm Gen Z, but let's look at the next clip, man. I'm finna throw a shot at my own generation.
Renovation regret, episode 4. We're back in our butler's pantry. We did this appliance stack, which is genius. We love it. This was my mom's idea, so shout out mom. So we measured our tallest appliance and our widest appliance back here just to make sure they would fit in these cubby holes. We did not realize that there was going to be a little trim piece that sat in front of this cabinet here. So thankfully it all worked out. We were able to work with a trim carpenter to fix this, but there was a moment there where it was scary. We did all of this work, we measured everything, and for example, our crock pot wasn't gonna fit because of that trim piece. So we had to alter it, but if you're working in a butler's pantry, I highly recommend this appliance stack here. Just double check your dimensions and double check if there's a trim piece.
Hey y'all, you may recognize this space from my video, the 6 things I regret about my kitchen renovation, and I'm here for a part 2, so let's get into it. First things first, can we talk about these spice drawers that people convince you to put on each side of your stove? They are gaslighting us. These are the most dysfunctional pieces that I put in my kitchen, and if I could get them out, I would. This is so silly. Nobody wants to have to crawl on the ground to get a hold of their spices. In theory, it's amazing because you have somewhere to put all your spices, but it doesn't hold a lot, and I literally have to get on my hands and knees and crawl back to the corner back here. Well, and of course, if you have one on the left, you have to have one on the right, except on the right, I did a cookie sheet holder, which in my head made a lot of sense. In reality, apparently I have more cutting boards and cookie sheets and cupcake holders than I know what to do with, and instead of throwing them away, I just put them in another place in the kitchen. So now, this is a pretty dysfunctional space. I don't use it very often. In theory, in my head, it made a lot of sense. Things had places to go. In reality, I wish I would have just made the drawers on each side bigger. I wish I would have had 2 stacks of drawers that were wider and fit more stuff in the drawers. If I could change that, I would. I almost ended the video there, but let me show you what I would have done instead. Right here on the left side of my fridge, I would have done a messenger cabinet. That can hold all of my mail and spices, and that's what I would do if I could do different. And then for the cookie sheets, honestly, I should have just put them on top of the fridge right here. We have all this random stuff on top of the fridge because we just don't have anywhere for it to go right now. But to just do slats and a shelf for cookie sheet storage, that's what I would do instead. Follow along for more.
Is it just me or she sound like Haktua? Spit on that thing. That's what she sound like. But that kitchen ain't that bad, man. She just want a little nitpick. Look at the next clip.
We have finished renovating our very first house, which we love. We are obsessed. However, there are just a couple of little minor things that we would have changed. This is down the side of the house, which used to be blocked off with a shed. We ripped that out, put in some steps. Now, when we were relaying the old bricks, we ran out and we also had no money left, so we decided to use compacted granite for this little strip out to the back garden. Now, most of those old bricks went into the courtyard and the other side of the house where we also used granite, and that worked out great. But the issue is this guy. Well, not the clothesline, he's great, but the issue is getting to him is through this door. And it turns out that granite is quite granity, so every time you go in and out of the laundry door, you're constantly bringing in dirt and dust. So I just wish we paid a little bit extra and had this section bricked.
These are the 3 things in our renovation home that I regret doing the most. I'm Sian and I've been designing every last inch of this place for 2 years, and here's what I do differently. 1, picking white grout for the hallway tiles. Big mistake. I love this hallway and the grout doesn't look awful from a distance, but nearly 2 years on, it is pretty grey. Number 2, along the same lines, we picked micro cement flooring for our kitchen in far too light a colour. When it's clean, it looks great, but it shows every little mark and bit of dirt, and it probably needs cleaning several times a week. Way too much upkeep for me. Number 3, not picking a bit of tile trim for our lounge fireplace. I mean, I love this fireplace so much, but the finish around the edges are great. We've even got this gap at the end, which wouldn't look so bad if we'd picked a thicker, more visible brass trim. But we live and we learn.
Things that I regret about my home renovation, starting with these column radiators. Now, I wanted these for years prior to moving into our house, and it was actually one of the first things that we changed because the boiler needed to be replaced anyway, so it made sense to do all of the radiators at the same time. So blindsided for my love for them, I went ahead and got them installed in every room in the house, but I failed to factor in what I would do if I wanted to change the colour of the wall that they were on. Now, I'm no trained plumber, so I'm not about to be detaching the radiators on my own. And you're right, I could call a plumber and get him to come and take them off, but there is no way I'm about to add the cost of a plumber to my decorating bill. So here it is. This is what redecorating with these radiators looks like for me. It's long-winded, it's time-consuming. Next time, I'll just get the standard radiators and paint round them, because you won't see it that way, and let's be honest, out of sight, out of mind, and I'll save myself a pretty penny too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what those was called until the end to this video. Boiling radiators. I only see those in like scary movies where the son or the daughter is possessed and they start crawling up the wall. That's like one of them. I don't know. That's just the memory I have with those. What you call them? Standard radiators. I don't even know, man. But see, radiators ain't nothing. This next lady is going through it with her renovation. Let's watch it.
I also feel like it's very wrong for me to tell who did it, what the company's name is, because God constantly reminds you to turn the other cheek. And it's easy to do that in little things like gossip or rumors, but it is very, very difficult to turn the cheek when you spend your hard-earned money into something that's so big and important to you, like your first home. And the painters told me that the imperfections I didn't like in their work and their lack of preparation in their paint job was because I didn't request a custom painting job. So I'll take you inside and show you what it looks like. Okay, so where I started to find problems was in this bottom cabinet first. When I saw that this is how they left it. This was finished. This is how the painters were going to leave the inside of our cabinets. They didn't remove any of the old caulk and they just painted over it. So obviously it looks very terrible. Window seal, I don't even have to get close to it for you to see very clearly that there is lines on the window. There's no straight edge whatsoever. They also decided to paint some of our hinges for I don't know what reason. It looks very ghetto. A bunch of missing paint, a bunch of stuff that wasn't sanded down. Also, all of the door frames up top, every single one in the house was not sanded down or painted. As you can see, my nails are very round, not thick or anything. And it just took that to get it off. And on this shelf, the top was painted and the bottom was not painted. The trim, I really don't feel like that needs much explanation. More of the trim paint job. As you can see, they painted all over the window. I think one of the worst parts has got to be this pantry. On this back part, they didn't even clean nor paint any of it. And you can obviously see where they just decided that this was good enough. And then from the kitchen, these rooms have not been touched. All the shelves, cabinet doors, everything are still sitting here. They didn't put anything back. And now we have an unmudded, unpainted room. They took the fans down and just decided to leave us this way. Now we're left with a half painted, half mudded house. And there was no contract. And yes, that may be stupid, but we live in a very, very small community where everybody uses the same person to do the same job. He was very reputable. A lot of people in this area were satisfied with him. He declined having an agreement. I know that's a red flag, but everything was verbal and seemed trustworthy. So I was like, fine, that's fine. And I am not a professional painter, nor can I mud or texture a house. Anybody has like a low budget painting company that they know of in the San Angelo area, I'm an influencer. I can advertise your business, whatever it may be. Marty and I would really like to not get screwed over and just have our home, our first home, be okay and be able to move into and something to be proud of.
In between these two before and after shots is our biggest reno regret, and I bet you can't even tell what it is. Let's rewind to when we first bought the house. Clearly this house hadn't been updated in a very long time. It was full of cigarette smoke stains and damp, and it clearly needed a lot of work. This wall here wasn't very level, and herein lies our regret. After having all of the stone and woodwork knocked out, we decided to knock down this entire wall and rebuild it. The logic was that by doing this we'd gain space in the room and the wall wouldn't be wonky anymore. Behind this wall is a ginnel that gives access to the back of the house, so this was remaining anyway, and here's me showing how thick the wall was. On the floor you can see the amount of space that's been added to the room. So why is this a regret? I don't believe the time and money was worth the reward. Yes, space has been added to the room and the wall is smooth now, but the difference from before is really not that much. I think we rushed to make this decision and didn't give it enough thought. We haven't spent years planning and dreaming about what this space could be. We've literally got the keys and we're trying to get it done as quick as we can so that our family has somewhere of our own. We don't have the money for an interior designer to bring our ideas to life and to tell us when we're doing stupid things, but I do hold my hands up. Somebody in the family did tell us that it wasn't the best idea, and I think even the builder said there's no point doing it. So it's fully on us and there's nobody to blame but ourselves. I'm going to leave you with a quick before and after, so please do try and spot the difference. And if family and friends are watching, then please do appreciate our super smooth walls whenever you come down and visit. Assalamu alaikum.
3 things I regret about our custom home build. Number 1 is we did not think through a networking closet. So I have to put my network rack in my closet in the office. Not the end of the world, but it would have been a lot nicer to have a dedicated space for it. Number 2 is that we wish we would have done a big vaulted ceiling in the outdoor living space to let in even more natural light. Now that would have taken away some of the light that comes in on the second floor. It would have blocked some windows, but I think that would have been a good trade-off. And number 3, I wish we would have done hardwoods in the entire house. Carpet's gonna be great now that the kids are young, so this is their playroom, and these will be bedrooms, but into the future, it probably would have been a better idea to put hardwoods down everywhere, put some rugs where we need them, but it's just, you're making so many decisions when you're building a custom home. I promise you, no matter how detail-oriented you are, no matter how prepared you are, you're going to miss some things. It's going to be fine. You're still going to love the end product, but you're always going to have a few regrets. Here are 3 non-negotiables in our custom home build that we did not do in our current house that drive us crazy. Number 1, you can see right behind me, we did not take the cabinets all the way to the ceiling, and that is my fault. My wife wanted it. It wasn't even that much at the time. This was pre-COVID, and I didn't want to spend the extra money. I want to say like a few thousand extra bucks, and it just makes such a big difference when you bring it to the ceiling. It looks so much more finished. It's a must. And then if you turn around this way, here is my office. Now in the new house, we are building a separate wing for the office. So it's away from all of the living area like you see today, because when I work from home, it tends to get a little bit noisy and I don't want any distractions. So I'm gonna have my own separate space. Number 3 is not talked about a lot and it might sound a little bit odd on the surface, but that is doors. We are going to be investing in solid core doors and nice door hardware because these builder grade doors they're kind of junk. They don't keep any sound out. They feel cheap. They kind of look cheap. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be adding Baldwin hardware to all of the doors. Now, there's a lot of options, and we have researched this for months and months and months. This is not the cheapest. It's not the most expensive, but we feel it's the best value for us. And you can see it just makes a world of difference. I will make an entire video on door hardware. I know it sounds crazy, but it really makes a huge difference in the home. And if you have any experience with Baldwin, let us know. We love it.
Yeah, see, I like him. He in the field, walking through it and touching it. Other people are too, but I don't know. I just feel like he's enthusiastic and he let you know, like, hey, these doors, they cheap. This hardwood, get it out of here. It's garbage. He's letting you know. And he got his hat to the back like I have my hat. So, you know what I'm saying? Swagger. Okay, but guess what, man? Look, these renovations ain't gonna be everything that you want them to be. You gonna mess up. You're gonna mess some stuff up. You're gonna be like, I shouldn't have bought that wood floor. I should have got some laminate. Is laminate? I don't even. Is laminate? Is that a flow? I don't even know. I be hearing this on the commercials, man. I don't know. I heard this on the commercials back in the day. But guess what? If y'all got anybody going through this, if you know any family, friends, sisters, brothers going through this nonsense, drop it down in the comments down below. Again, if it's been Johnson, talk to him, boy. And I just talk to you, boy. My wife is back there. I don't care. I'm finna do the noise.